Hey everyone, I think I'll call this particular video, Then They Came for the Libertarians. Yeah, they're coming for us, folks. And in typical fashion, how they do that comes with derogatory rhetoric taking up that lead. And that's done for a particular reason, to lay that kind of political cover for what comes next. I mean, we've seen this kind of example played out multiple times and directed towards a multitude of people, individuals and groups. First, the mouthpieces in the media, your thought leaders, paint the picture and put on display what they perceive is the problem, or should I say, who they perceive to be the problem. And they continue to chip away at destroying the credibility, the reputations, and liberty itself as a means to convince the unsuspecting citizenry, those who aren't active at trying to figure these things out or thinking critically about these issues. They spend time, like I say, setting up the scenario and painting that picture that suggests people like, what, myself or libertarians in general, in this particular case, as being the bad people, the ones who are truly causing harm, the ones you really need to target and focus on. No. It's not big government. It's not the lockdowns. It's not these authoritarian mandates and edicts. No. It's the people who are standing in defiance against them and in defense of their freedoms and their liberties. Those are the people who are being targeted today. And in this particular example, like I say, it's the libertarians. Headline out of Ottawa Citizen, opinion, Pellerin, don't hide behind arguments over freedom when you flout COVID rules. If you will not tolerate a thin piece of cloth on your face or virtual religious services when everyone else is on Zoom for everything, don't talk to me about your rights being violated by a tyrannical public health autocracy. This is reported by Bridget Pellerin, April 17th, 2021. First of all, Bridget, what are you talking about hiding behind? Who are these people you're referencing? Because I don't know if you're directing any of this at me or anyone that I align with or associate with or have talked to in the past. You know, we libertarians in Canada, which, yeah, we're a pretty small group here, right? So we kind of know each other, or at least most of us do. And I'm just wondering, who are these libertarians who are hiding behind arguments over freedom? Matter of fact, let me just say right now to Bridget here, I would love for some of you hacks in the establishment media to give we libertarians the opportunity to actually say what we got to say without being strawmanned or misrepresented. And yeah, you can lay off and hold off on ad hominem attacks as well. But we're not seeing that though, are we? No, what we're actually seeing is someone submitting an opinion piece in an established media publication to paint a picture which suggests that libertarians are bad people, which, now I won't speak for everyone because I am an individual and I acknowledge and recognize each and every other Canadian as an individual. I'm not a collectivist unlike Bridget here, right? Or are you? Not sure. But anyways, I acknowledge the individual. So let me just say, first and foremost, or once again, should I say, who are you directing these insults or these derogatory statements at? And don't you think it would be fair to at least give that person or those people the opportunity to defend themselves? Having spent a fair bit of my younger adult life in libertarian circles, I am dismayed by the politicians associated with that movement openly flouting public health guidelines and rules enacted to deal with COVID-19 in the name of a narrow and selfish definition of freedom. Holy straw man, bear with me, folks, because I would imagine this lady has built up a huge straw man and she's got a lighter and not afraid to use it. So once again, bear with me here. The whole basis of libertarianism, as I understand it, is that we don't need government to tell us what to do. Well, as you understand, it's real easy to understand, Bridget. And it's not just that we don't need government to tell us what to do. Like, well, you spend your time, what you say, or as you suggest, that you spend your time in your youth in libertarian circles. And I guess you never come to learn that libertarianism, the philosophy of liberty, is all about self-ownership, as in I own me. Nobody gets to claim ownership over me. I'm not a subject, slave, or serf to no man or woman, right? or deity, right? So self-ownership, right? We got that, Bridget, right? Okay. Property rights, right? Which is by natural extension of self-ownership and property rights, the fact that anything I produce or provide, it's mine. Nobody gets to claim ownership over it other than me. And yeah, that includes my own body, my own mind, and everything that is produced or provided as a consequence of that. And last, but definitely not least, Bridget, is the non-aggression principle, which is at the very core, like one of the 3 core fundamental principles of libertarianism is the non-aggression principle. So not to use preemptive force, violence, theft as a means to an end. And that pretty much summarizes or sums up what the philosophy of liberty entails, what libertarianism means. So just trying to figure out which one of those that causes you a problem, Bridget. Oh, and by the way, government is force. I don't know how you were running around with these libertarian circles and not learn that as well. And once again, these aren't subjective things. These are based in facts, grounded in reality, and can be proven to be true objectively. That free, informed, and decent citizens know perfectly well how to do the right thing. Thanks very much. I think it's fair to say that the last few weeks have shown this belief system to be a dangerous illusion when improperly applied. Where's the example? Hopefully, Bridget will give us an actual example of libertarians wreaking havoc or causing so much harm based solely on those principles of liberty. Maybe she's got that on offer a little bit further down in the article. I still believe that with our good hearts and proper information, we are more than capable of exercising our rights and responsibilities in such a way as to help create a better, freer, fairer, and more prosperous world for everyone. That good people will do what is necessary to protect their fellows and themselves, even if that entails sacrifices. Back in September, I wrote in these pages, we are fundamentally, right down to our bones, a free people. We are also, in our hearts and in our souls, empathetic creatures. Freedom alone, exercised without restraints, leads to anarchy and selfishness. Empathy by itself is powerless to do anything. Our superpower is activated when we combine those 2 features. When we do, we can do anything. First of all, where are these libertarians that are saying that you should be able to practice freedom without any restraints whatsoever? Once again, straw man or what, right? I mean, just stop, Bridget. Once again, reach out to talk to an actual libertarian rather than straw manning the living crap out of what libertarians actually stand for or represent. Because you're failing miserably. Although I know you're not actually trying to put this messaging out for libertarians to read. Well, I get that. No, you're trying to get unsuspected people who don't understand what libertarians are all about to believe that libertarians are just evil, vile, selfish people who what? Want grandma to die? Is that the message you're trying to send, Bridget? Sure seems that way. Anyways, folks, I'll leave a little bit to the imagination because I'm probably going to actually deal with this article on a live stream as well. So I'll just leave it at that and point out the fact that, yeah, they're coming for the libertarians now, folks. The messaging is clear, or at least the messaging in this particular article, and it's to suggest that libertarians should be targeted, bullied, and harassed for daring to do what? For daring to stand in defense of their inherent and inalienable rights, freedoms, and liberties. That's what. What side are you on, Bridget? Freedom, liberty, or top-down authoritarianism and big government central planning? Pick your poison, make your choice, but just keep in mind the kind of people you're going to end up surrounding yourself with if it's against libertarians. It's Canadian Libertarian, and I love liberty.